Would you pardon Trump's other alleged co-conspirators in both the documents and the election cases?
Yes, CNN Jim Acosta slowly dies on live TV. Vivek is on fire, struggling to fact check if Vivek mentioning that he want to pardon Trump. I don't know if you saw this segment, very interesting. According to this tweet, CNN host Jim Acosta had to double check that Republican presidential candidate Vivek was actually saying that pardoning Donald Trump will heal the wounds of the nation during an interview on CNN Tonight during this week.
Would you pardon Trump's other alleged co-conspirators in both the documents and the election cases?
It depends on how the facts match up to the law. I mean, you take about the documents case. There are special features of the law that apply to a U.S. president. Literally, the Presidential Records Act treats past U.S. presidents.
But why say you would pardon Trump on day one, but not? But why say you're going to pardon Trump on day one, but not make that kind of blanket promise to the alleged co-conspirators? Shouldn't they get that kind of same pardon offer?
I'm favorably inclined. I'm favorably inclined to do it. But right now, I'm a competitor against Donald Trump in this primary, and I want to be very clear on the side of principle. Though it's against my interest in this race, that's why I think in the interest of uniting this country, it is especially important to be clear about that fact. I expect to maybe making tens of pardons on day one. I think there are countless Americans who have been the victims of politically motivated persecutions through prosecution. Peaceful protesters on January 6th, January 6th defendants who actually have had constitutional due process violations. Julian Assange is someone I've specifically identified as somebody I would absolutely pardon. Ross Ulbricht, Douglas Mackey, others. But I think that the only way we're going to move forward as a country, there can be no reconciliation without truth. We have to put that past behind us. And my top job is going to be to heal the wounds of this nation, to lead us forward. Because even look at the conversation.
Pardoning Trump is going to heal the wounds. Pardoning Trump is going to heal the wounds of the nation?
I do. I do think it will be a step towards healing the wounds of the nation. I think there are deep wounds in this country that are the consequence of systematic censorship, the weaponization of police force to accomplish political goals through the justice system. That is wrong. This is not an easy project ahead for the next president. I am in this race because I do see a lot of candidates on both sides motivated by vengeance and grievance. I am motivated by leading this nation forward. And the way we're going to do it is by restoring one standard of the rule of law for all Americans, restore the integrity of the justice system, and leave politics to politics. The people of this country should decide who the next president is. They're free to take into account all of the information that has been laid out by left-wing media, right-wing media, etc., to make their decisions. If they didn't think Donald Trump made good decisions, then they should take that into account when voting him out. But that is not the basis for a prosecution.
And you've also suggested that Vladimir Putin be allowed to keep parts of Ukraine as part of a way to solve that conflict. What if he wants parts of Poland?
You leave out the most important part of that deal.
More of Ukraine next.
Aren't
you letting some of these authoritarian leaders off the hook?
What actually advances? Far from it. I think that the Biden administration is so stubbornly attached to the idea of getting Xi Jinping to drop Vladimir Putin. What I think we need to be doing is get Vladimir Putin to drop Xi Jinping. Just like Nixon went to China in 1972, I think Putin is like the new Mao. I will visit Moscow, and I will pull Russia out of its military alliance with China. The Russia-China military alliance is the single greatest military threat that we face today.
Initially, when Vivek started, I didn't know his mission and what he believes in. I have seen this recently, how he is rising, currently trending on social media. He stated his point very clearly, straight to the point. I understand a lot of people actually love Vivek, but some says he can be part of Trump cabinet. That is what I've seen with a lot of people, particularly to Vivek. I don't know your opinion, particularly to this. Please drop under the comment sections. Let me see. It has reached a certain level, to actually see people that have vision, that can take the country forward. But looking at Vivek, he is the future. From all the interviews I've seen, podcasts, watching him is so inspiring. He's here, he's there, always struggling to tackle issues Obviously, by Stan Rivers, I support Trump. What about you? Some people say they will go for DeSantis. We all have freedom to choose who we believe in.
Vivek, before we let you go, you have said that you're not doing much preparation for this debate, but that New York Times article shows that DeSantis's PAC has effectively got a dossier out on you, giving him plenty of opposition research that they're trying to guide him to bring up during the debate. Are you really not preparing for this debate at all?
Well, the truth is, in the 7 days leading up to the debate, I'm in 8 states. I'm talking to you from California now. I was in Illinois, Michigan, New Hampshire, Iowa. We'll be headed to Atlanta and South Carolina, all between now and the period of the debate. So the way I would say it is, it's not that I'm not preparing for the debate. The way I'm preparing is by talking to voters. That's actually what I think matters more than getting prepped memos from super PAC paid political consultants with pre-prepped robotic attack lines against my opponents. No, that's not how I want to do it. I want to do it by actually talking to voters in this country, having honest conversations, right and left included. I think that's what prepares me not just for the debate, but more importantly, to lead this nation as I expect to do.
Yes, Vivek says he's not a politician. I believe him for his word, but I actually want to see his actions because I have not seen how he governs people before. I have not seen that aspect of his. To me, he needs some time to actually get that administrative spirit. People usually compare, like Trump never had the experience, reasons he went, and everything went on the way it is. Vivek should actually spend some time, doing this. He will be a good candidate anytime, any day after this. This week, there is a link. This week, we saw the leaked document where, I don't know if it was Ron DeSantis team that leaked this out. What exactly during the debate that is to happen, which Trump would not be bad, they made it clear that they should attack Vivek. He's an Indian. That is not how you are supposed to do. That is not how you are supposed to do. You are not supposed to go after people you are competing with. Use on the strategy that Vivek is using here. Vivek is not attacking any person. The strategy he's using, very perfect. He has been doing a lot. People want to see him criticize Trump, criticize Ron DeSantis for people to love him. That is not what you're supposed to do. Talk to voters about the country. Don't even too much go after Biden. There will be a time for that when you need to tackle Joe. This is not a moment. Vivek all about, he's talking about pardoning Trump, pardoning all the cabinet, which is what people want to hear. A lot of people have issues with this. Some says Vivek telling us just exactly what we want to hear is just like Barack Obama, which to me, I don't want to believe in that.